So we have an instant reaction in our Saints post-game show after NFL preseason week 1, Spencer Rattler, Charlie Smith, Jake Haener, A.T. Perry, Dallin Holker, Kool-Aid McKinstry. I mean, so many guys looked good today. And the New Orleans Saints, they gave up a touchdown to former Saints legend Tony Jones Jr. late in the fourth quarter, a minute 55 remaining. And Spencer Rattler drives the team inside the red zone. And Charlie Smith, ice in his veins, kicks the game winner. The New Orleans Saints are victorious 16-14. That is the final score of the day. Jake Haener, 107 yards on the day. Jordan Mims led the team in carrying with 38 yards. A.T. Perry, absolutely electric day for him. He had 4 catches for 85 yards. One of those coming on a 58-yard catch from Jake Haener, where I'm not kidding you, he threw that thing to the gods, and A.T. Perry came down with it. And on top of that, he had a 38-yard or 34-yard, I believe, PI called on the defender that was draped over him. So A.T. Perry alone moved the ball a lot for the Saints offense. Clayton Tune, he got a lot of reps today, as did Desmond Ridder. Michael Carter led the Cardinals in rushing. And on top of that, I think that the New Orleans Saints defense did a phenomenal job at containing the quarterbacks, getting pressure, and getting sacks. I wanted to see a few more of those where they whiffed, they missed. I want to see those turn into production. But at the end of the day, this is the preseason, and that's what this is all about. It's about getting better, and it's about getting ready for week 1. So I got to ask you this question. Who was the best player from today's Saints game? I imagine there's going to be a handful of Spencer Rattlers in the comment section, but I want you to share your thoughts. If you thought it was Jake Haener, if you thought it was Brian Brzee, if you thought it was Charlie Smith, I need you to get down in the comment section and sound off down below. So the New Orleans Saints offense against the Cardinals defense, they had 286 yards of total offense, averaging about 4 yards per play. Passing, 20 for 36, 185 total yards. Derek Carr, not a big factor in the passing game. His first pass of the season, he threw it to Chris Olave, catches the ball, it's the first completion. And then after that, almost throws a pick, tipped at the line, was not really great for Derek Carr. It's okay. It's the preseason. I'm not hitting my panic button around that, but I can tell you right now, the way that the backups played, if Derek Carr starts slow in the regular season, the fans are going to get loud, and they're going to want to see Jake Haener or Spencer Rattler. Really good stuff in the turnover battle. 0 turnovers. They didn't have an interception. They didn't have a fumble. A couple interceptions that were dropped, but fortunately, they fell to the ground. There was one fumble, but they went out of bounds, so they got a catchy, or they caught a lucky break there. The ball bounced in their direction, so got to love that. And they did not win the time of possession, but hey, they didn't need to because they got the win on the scoreboard. Jake Haener, 9 of 13 for the day, 107 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. And I think Haener did an excellent job of showing that he has the ability to hit the deep ball. I think he did a good job of buying time in the pocket. He didn't take too much pressure, and he managed that pressure really, really well. But I got to give a big-time kudos to Spencer Rattler. A minute 55. You're in the 2-minute drill with 3 timeouts, and he takes the New Orleans Saints offense all the way down after a beautiful pass to Samson Nacua to get them into the red zone. I absolutely loved it. You set up the field goal on the right hash for Charlie Smith, the Irish kicker, and he had 1 rushing touchdown. I'm not kidding you. I was screaming like a little kid who saw Santa Claus for the first time. He lowered his shoulder, willed his way into the end zone, and found 6 points. Spencer Rattler is showing that he is a special player. I think that this kid is very talented, and I think that the future is very bright, not just with Spencer Rattler, but Jake Haener as well. Let's talk about the Cardinals offense because I think it's important to set the tone for how the defense played. They had 328 total yards as compared to New Orleans' 286. So they did a lot better when it comes to moving the ball offensively. However, the Saints got a lot of stops. They were able to, on multiple 4th down conversions, shut them down and force the turnover. The rushing yards, 31 carries, 145 yards. Clayton Tune and Desmond Ridder had a big rush. A lot of players on the Cardinals offense that were running the ball, they found success on the ground. The rushing defense for New Orleans continues to be something to monitor. It needs to be fixed. Last year it was not good. This year I need to see it be much, much better. The Cardinals did not have any turnovers. The Saints did not force any, but they did force turnovers on downs, if that makes sense. They didn't have any interceptions or fumbles, but they had, I think, 3 4th down stops, which, say what you want, That right there is some damn good football. And you know what's a damn good deal? If you go to GameTime and you download the GameTime app and you use our promo code ChatSports, you'll get $20 off your first purchase. And I'm a guy who likes to procrastinate. I'm a guy who likes to go to a lot of live events, whether it's concerts, comedy shows, sporting events, or whatever. And with GameTime, I was actually able to save $20 on my first purchase because I used code ChatSports. Terms do apply with GameTime, but when you download the app and use our code CHATSPORTS, you can get $20 off your first purchase. You can use those savings to get yourself some gear for your favorite band. You can get a refreshment at a ball game. Or heck, you could even take that money and go buy an extra ticket to another live event. I don't care what you do with your savings, but it's important to get some savings. Download the GameTime app. Use promo code ChatSports for $20 off. Friendly reminder, terms do apply. Use the code at the bottom of your screen. It's also going to be in the comment section and description of this video. Shout out to you guys for being able to support the show. And shout out to GameTime for making today's shows possible. So I want you to get down in the comment section for me. I need you to grade the Saints offense because I do think that the offense was good. I really liked what I saw from A.T. Perry. I really liked what I saw from Spencer Rattler. I liked what I saw from Dallin Holker. I didn't love it, but I liked it. But at the end of the day, the offense does need to improve. Way too many freaking penalties. The New Orleans Saints today, listen to this, guys. 9 penalties for 63 yards. The Cardinals had 7 for 84. Purely because the Cardinals had more penalty yards, I think that's why the Saints won this game. That's not okay. You got to clean that shit up. You cannot be giving up stupid penalties. So many times it was up, false start, up, holding, up, PI. I mean, it's just stupid stuff. You can't be doing that, especially when you get to the regular season and you get into the depths of the regular season when you have to be winning those games. Let's talk about the leading receivers for New Orleans. A.T. Perry, like I said, had an absolutely phenomenal day. Dallin Holker with 3 receptions, 24 yards. He got active as a blocker, but I do want to see a little bit more from Holker in the rest of the preseason. I think that this upcoming joint practice, that's what I'm looking for. I think this upcoming joint practice with the San Francisco 49ers is going to be really, really helpful for Dallin Holker. He can watch a guy like George Kittle in the zone. He can learn from him, and at the end of the day, I think that Holker can be special. You just got to prove it on the field. When it comes to the Cardinals, they were able to get the ball moving in the air. Tony Jones Jr., shout out to him, Saints legend. He put up a touchdown at the very, very end of the game, made it close. Cardinals took the lead with a 1-point lead. At the end of the day, it wasn't enough, though. The New Orleans Saints were able to get the dub. And right there, ladies and gentlemen, is your instant reaction and post-game show. I want to take a quick second, and I want to shout out to Kool-Aid McKinstry. Absolutely dominant from him. Rajon Wright was all over the field. I really, really liked what I saw from both kickers. Not just Blake Grupe, but Charlie Smith, too. Absolutely icing those veins from the Irishman. And then with the offensive line, they got to be better. There is no question about it. They need to improve. Can they? I'm not sure. Are there good free agents out there right now? Not really. When roster cuts go down, maybe that's something that they can address. But as of right now, this is the current offensive line that you have, and you got to find a way to make it work. The punters, Lou Hedley, had some really, really, really good punts, guys. Not a lot of return yards. And on top of that, he did a really good job of downing it inside the 20 and inside the 15, whereas Matt Hayball, he flipped the field no problem. He had a 60-plus yard punt. But they dropped, there was multiple that were dropped as touchbacks. And at the end of the day, you want to see the lack of returns. You want to see him pinned deep. I love booting the ball and flipping the field, but I'm also a firm believer if you can't pin him in the 10, like if you can't pin him in the 20, that's to me very, very valuable. Lou Hedley does not give up a lot of return yards. I know he doesn't have a lot of hang time. I know he doesn't have a lot of punt yards. But there's not a lot of return, which is very, very valuable to Darren Rizzi, the special teams coordinator, and the New Orleans Saints, clearly. One friendly reminder, we crossed over 29,000 subscribers on the channel during our live watch party, and it would not have been possible without you guys. So thank you so much. I encourage you to subscribe today if you haven't already. Y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time.